literature from the regions. Okay, so in this Philippine literature from the regions, we will tackle about the famous literature in the three different, in the various regions. We will also talk about these three major islands, in these major islands, we will talk about their major literature. So let's go first with our activity. So number one, what is the smallest island group in the Philippines?
Visayas.
Next is, this story explains how certain things such as fruit, vegetable, came into being, existence mostly to teach lesson at the end.
Legend.
Good. Next is, this is about the hero's adventure.
Epic.
Next, this is the largest island in the Philippines.
Luzon.
Next, these are the traditional stories passed down from generation to generation. Okay. Next is the second largest island in the group. Lastly is, it is usually involves gods and goddesses.
Meat.
Okay, so now that we have already identified this, or we have already answered this activity, let's proceed with some literature or some literary genres common in the region. So commonly we have this epic, legend, myths, folk tales among these islands. So the islands and also in the region. So next, what is epics or epic? Epics, these are the lengthy narrative poems that are usually about the hero's adventure. So we know that epic is all about the heroism or the heroic deeds or the adventures of the heroes. So some of the example of these epics is the Biyag ni Lamang, Ibalon, and Hininawon. So later, we will tackle about what is this Biyag ni Lamang, Ibalon, and Hininawon. Okay, so let's proceed with the legends. So these legends, these are the traditional stories that are passed down from generation to generation. It means it is orally transmitted. So that could not be verified to be true. So these stories explain how certain things such as fruit, vegetables, came into experience mostly to teach lesson and in the end. So the example of this is Alamat ng Pinya. So this Alamat ng Pinya, we already know what is Alamat ng Pinya. So this is about Pinang, who is a lazy girl na every time na inuutosan siya na magulang niya is, ang sinasabi niya, ma, hindi ko siya mahanap, saan ba nakalagay? So the moral lesson behind this story is that to use the eyes to find things, not the mouth. And another thing is that be careful. As a parent, be careful to be careful of what we wish and what we say, because sometimes these can be true, or it can become into true. So next is the myths. So these stories explains the belief, custom, or strange natural phenomenon, and it usually involves the gods and goddesses with divine power. So in this myths, this also explains the origin of our beliefs, and sometimes it also explains the custom or something like the origin of our traditional or our culture. So the example of this is why the sky is high. So this why the sky is high is a myth about brothers Ingat and Dasko. So as the name implies, Ingat means careful or careful, wherein Daskol performed his duties with clumsily. Okay, so one day, this Daskol is parang angry siya. So meron siya ginagawa na something like yung bumbayo sa palay. Like yun daw, habang nagbabayo siya ng palay, tapos galit pa siya that time, and habang binabayo niya, yung pencil na yun is tumataas at tumataas yung langit. Like gasugbo na pencil into yung langit daw, balik. Every time na gasugbo, every time na yung nautog yung pencil is tumataas at tumataas yung langit. So this also implies that our culture, one of the culture that we have before, or yung tradition natin before, is that yung paggamit ng pencil, lalo na is like yung gumagamit sila ng pestle para ano yung palay into rice. Like parang i-transform yung rice in yung palay into rice. Ano ba yung palay? Grain! Rice into rice. Rice na hindi nakakain. Next, the folk tales or the folklores. So these are the traditional stories that are passed down on generation to generation word by mouth. They often include myths, legends, and sometimes superstitious beliefs. Like Wantamat is one of the most popular folk tales in the country. So sometimes there are variations of this kind of the story because of the language that is being used. So minsan, sa mga story like legend, myths, is nagbabago yung mga flow ng story because of the words that are changed. Because language is dynamic, yun nga, is like yung flow ng story or yung words na ginagamit sa story na yun is doon na parang na-involve siya doon in order to parang mas ma-understand ba yung story. And because of that, merong part doon ng story na nagbabago. And pero one of the known or the most common known of the story of Wantamat is it is about a man named Juan who was extremely lazy. So this is Pinang 2.0, another name. In one of the story's version, Juan was instructed by his mother to buy crabs in the market. So ito nga, inutusan si Juan na bumili ng crabs sa market. Pero ang ginawa niya, nung pag-uwi na siya, is parang may dadaanan siya ng mga naglalaro na bata. And then that time, pinagawalan niya yung crabs kasi naniwala siya na uuwi din doon sa bahay nila. And pagdating nila, nung umuwi na si Juan, kasi hapon lang siya doon, kailangan nila umuwi, is hindi, yung nanay niya, nabutan niya yung nanay niya, nagalit na galit, kasi hindi dumating yung mga crabs na pinaligtas. So, he immediately hid in the backyard. So, the moral story behind this is that kung tumutusan kayo, dapat gawin nyo yun, and kung, like, hindi naman sabang guys, pero ang gawin nyo is kung umutusan kayo, dapat sunod nyo. Okay, so let's proceed with the literary text from Luzon. So, Luzon is the largest island in the Philippines. So, tama nga kayo in the activity, it is mentioned that Luzon is the largest island in the Philippines, and it is divided into regions. One of these regions are the Ilocos, next is the Cagayan Valley region, Cordillera Administrative region, National Capital region, Bicol region, Central Luzon, Mimaropa or the Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, and Palawan. And next is Calabarzon, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, and Quezon. Okay, so let's proceed with the Ilocos region or the region 1. Okay, so who is Pedro Bucaleg? So si Pedro Bucaleg, he is the father of Ilocano poetry and literature, and he is also the author of the Biag Nilanghang and collaborated with Lopez in the translation of the Doctrina into Ilocos. So alam nyo ba, si Pedro Bucaleg, he is a blind man. He is a blind man. Pero since he is dedicated into poems, poetry, and into singing, there is somebody na habang nagre-recital siya, there is someone na nagsusulat nun. And that is why yung mga literary works ni Bucaleg is nag-appear. And another thing is that he also translated his Doctrina Christiana with Lopez. So this Doctrina Christiana, alam naman natin that this involves the Christian teachings, like yung mga 10 Commandments, the common basic prayers and articles. And this Doctrina Christiana is actually a Spanish in the Spanish language, and he translated it into Ilocos so that everyone Ilocano or Ilocos could access this Doctrina Christiana. Okay, so let's proceed with the 19th century. So during the 19th century, this Moro or this following literary pieces or these this appeared in the 19th century. So this firstly is the Moro or the presentation of the wars between Christians and Muslims. So this Moro, it commonly refers to the Moro rebellion, the Moro movements against the American colonialists. So next is Zarzuela. So this Zarzuela or the Zarzuela musical theater, it is actually a theater that involves the combination of the songs, the spoken dialogue, the music styles, dance, and drama. So this Zarzuela, this often includes the social and political commentary. So it also addressed the issues of the colonialism, the social inequality, and the struggles of Filipino during the Spanish colonialism. So next is the Matilde de Sinapangan, the first local novel printed on the 1892 and as written by Rufino Redondo. So this Matilde de Sinapangan, she is a young woman in the town of Sinapangan Matilde is she is a young woman of the town of Sinapangan. So this Matilde Sinapangan is a story that involves that explores the story of love or the theme of love, family, and the social issues within the Ilocano community. So yung content ng Matilde Sinapangan is about the love, family, and the social issues that is being faced by the Ilocano community. So it is within the Ilocano community. So next is the Region 3 or the Central or in the Central Luzon. So we have this Tumayla, and it is a pambaw lullabies. Atin ko pong singsing. So atin ko pong singsing, kung alam nito is, ang rhyme niya is yung ako ay malilobo. So it is about a girl na who lost her ring na given by her mother. So sabi niya, as a prize, kung sino man ang makakahanap ng ring nito is, I will offer my love to that man who find the ring. So yun yung about sa atin yung singsing. Next is Basulto. So Basulto, a march to flute and drum. So this Basulto is like, it is a kind of music na may combination ng flute and drum. So one of the examples, pero hindi siya dito sa Philippines, hindi ko mahanap yung example niya, pero nasa ibang website. So one of the examples. One of the new combinations with the combination of flute and drums. So next is the Thomas Pinpin. So Thomas Pinpin is known as the prince of the Filipino printers. So why? So Thomas Pinpin, he was the first one to print the book of Librong Pag-aaralan ng mga Tagalog sa Wikang Kastila, in which he wrote this using the old Tagalog orthography. Like sumulat siya ng libro na which is kasi that time like yung influence ng Spanish language before is that widespread. So sumulat siya ng libro na translated siya sa Tagalog para mas maintindihan pa ng tao. Para mas maintindihan ko ng mga tao kung ano yung nilalaman ng meaning yun. And next is the Florante at Laura. Of course, kilala natin sa Francisco Balantas. Siya yung sumulat ng Florante at Laura. Next is Nicanor Abelardo, Kundiman songs. So these Kundiman songs these are the songs that are commonly involved yung traditional Filipino traditional something like romance yun. Basta parang love song, traditional Filipino love song. And one of the example of this is Anak Dalita, yung Pakiusap by Dr. Francisco Santiago. So this Anak Dalita, it is about yung sabi niya na yung parang hidden meaning niya is that being unloved is equivalent to being poor. So yun yung parang hidden meaning ng Anak Dalita kasi parang love song siya, pero yung hidden meaning niya is the being unloved is equivalent to being poor. Next is Damiana and Eugenio, the mother of the Philippine folklore. So this Damiana and Eugenio is she was named as the mother of Filipino folklore because kung maalala niyo dati, there was a libro na which includes the myth na which is siya yung nag-compile ng mga libro na yun and siya yung nag-compile ng mga libro na yun with tsaka yung mga different myth sa different regions is nandun. So next is Rogelio or sikat si Impeng Negro. So this Impeng Negro, yes, meron siyang movie. This Impeng Negro is about the marginalized and mistreated young boy who faced discrimination because of his dark skin. Yun. So this story, it explores the themes of identity, self-esteem, and the resilience. Next, Marizol. Yes. Okay, so this is okay, so one of his famous stories, ito yung No Limit Anger Attachment, which he wrote when he was in Berlin, Germany in 1887. Next is the Filibusterismo at yung mga sa aking kababata. Okay, next is these are some of the major literary works from Luzon. So one of the story is the Ibalon from the Bicol region. So this Ibalon is a story about the land in Ibalong in which there are actually three heroes named Baltong, Handyong, and Bantong who all defeated their adversaries. So okay, so let's proceed in the there is this land called Ibalong, and there is this hero named Baltong who came from Batabora, a brave clan named Lipod. So this Ibalong, or this place called Ibalong, it is a place full of monsters that are roaming during the dark in the forest. So Baltong decided to stay in this Ibalong, and he was the first man to cultivated in these fields and planted gabi. So one time, there is this wild boar named Tandaya na sinira yung mga field ni Baltong. So upon knowing, nung nalaman ni Baltong na meron palang wild boar na nag-roam doon sa field niya, tsaka sinira yung field niya, is kumaga nag-set siya ng journey niya. And hinanap niya itong si Tandayag na isa siyang wild boar, right? So, ang ginawa niya, since si Baltong is a hero naman, he is a brave, strong, and skilled man, he decided to kill this Tandayag. So, there's nothing, like, wala naman siyang ganun-ganun na malaking major events, but he killed this Tandayag, and went home to Todo, and he hung the broken bones to the Talisay tree. And another hero named Handyong. So, this Handyong, meron siya mga tauhan, and they explored in the Ibalong. So, Handyong also came from Ibalong. So before, siguro si Balto is parang siya yung nauna, and then itong si Handyong is parang sumunod siya doon, and doon na rin siya nanirahan. Okay, so together with his men, he fought 1,000 battles with his men and faced many dangers to kill monsters. And they first fought the one-eyed monster with 3 necks in Pono. For 10 months they fought without rest, and they never stopped until the monsters were all killed. And their next encounter was flying sharks named Triboron with hard flesh and strong teeth that could crush easily rocks. And they also tamed Carabao, drove away giant and fierce Sarimau, and killed big boat like crocodiles. And next is their last na papatay nila is actually the serpent Oriol, who has a beautiful voice that lures this serpent Orion lured his men and killed his men. But however, itong si serpent Orion, due to the serpent Orion is known for hardest to kill, right? But due to the bravery of Handyong, it's like parang di-admire niya si Handyong, and that serpent Orion, imbes na papatay sana ni Handyong, is yung si Serpent Orion, tinulungan na lang si Handyong into killing the monsters in the Ibalong. And so, when the blood came, another story naman, another hero, when the blood came, volcano erupted, rivers overflowed, appeared a giant beast named Rabot. And he is half man and half beast. So, another hero is Bantong. Si Bantong, he is a good friend of Handyong. So, the way he uses his wisdom to kill this beast called Rabot. And that time, kasi he observed that Rabot sleeps at day and roam around at night. So, nung napansin niya, nung na-observe niya, na ganun pala yung behavior ng beast called Rabot is doon niya pinatay. So, the way he observed this beast called Rabot is yun na yung way of him using his wisdom to kill. Next is Hudhud ni Aliguyon. So, we know the Hudhud ni Aliguyon. So, this Hudhud ni Aliguyon is from Cagayan Valley region. This is an epic chanted by the Ifugaos during harvest, and it is about a folk hero named Aliguyon and his 3-year battle with Kumakayon. So, kung naalala niyo pa, si Aliguyon is like parang something like, yung bata pa lang siya, is like he showed a great skills, yung leadership and skills. So, nung lumaki na siya, it's like hinamon niya si Pangayuan, which is yung tatay ni Kumakayon, pero gireject lang siya ni Pangayuan. So, ito naman si Kumakayon is like, siya yung the one na nag-confront na lang kay Aliguyon, and they went into battle, and like, they are throwing spears until it reaches 3 years, right? Pero nung na-realize nila sa isa't isa na they have both these skills and heroic deeds, yun nga. And yun, next, yun nga, parang na-realize nila yung skills ng bawat isa, and they exchange, parang yung to maintain their relationship is that si Aliguyon is pinakasalan niya si Bugan, which is kapatid ni Kumakayon. And si Kumakayon, pinakasalan niya si Aguinario, which is kapatid ni Aliguyon. And this story shows the theme, involves the theme of exchange marriage, family solidarity, and the respect. So it also reflects to the cultural values and the traditions of the Ifugao. So uso pala sa Ifugao yung exchange marriage. So next, the legend of Maria Makiling. So Maria Makiling is known as the spirit who guards the mountain. So alam niyo,
yes,
right? Nagalit siya kasi meron dun mga mortal na pumunta dun sa mountain niya na kinukuha yung mga fruits, pinapatay yung mga animals, tsaka pinuputol yung mga kahoy. And nakita niya rin doon yung crush na, yung the one who she fell in love with. Tapos nagalit siya. Tapos nalaman din niya na yung she fell in love with na mortal is kasala pala sa another mortal. So that's why nagalit siya and heard the storm and strong rain, storm and thunderstorm and heavy rain followed her voice. So that she also declared na she will not let herself be discovered by those who betrayed her. Tsaka those who abused her kindness and generosity.
Yes.
And lastly, beyond Ilocos. So alam na yun, from Ilocos region, this is about Lamang, Maine with his set up spice. That's all. Thank you.